This video is going to explain the first couple slides of the areas of rectangles in parallelogram slideshow. So the first slide shows you the rectangle and parallelogram that you have with the area formula. Area formula for a rectangle, you know, as either length times width or base times height. Same thing, either way, it's both the dimensions and you just multiply them together. The area of a parallelogram is very similar. The only difference is you need to make sure that the height that you are getting is not this slanted height here. Okay, you want to make sure that the height that you are putting in the formula for base times height is formed at a right angle or is perpendicular to this other side. Okay, do not use the slanted height. Slide 2 says find the area of the shape below. Okay, now we don't have an area formula for this shape that looks like an L. However, if I take a line here and just draw it straight across, what I can see that I have is two different rectangles. This rectangle up here has an area with a base and height of 2 and 3. And this rectangle at the bottom has an area that has a base and height of 2 and 6. Okay, so if I take the area of each of those individually and then add them together, that will give me the area of the entire thing. So the area formula for a rectangle is base times height or length times width. So I would do 2 times 3 for that top one. Plus I need to add the area of the bottom one. The bottom one would be 6 times 2. Okay, or 2 times 6. It doesn't matter what order you put these in because when you multiply them together, it's going to give you the same answer. Okay, so to figure this out, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12, which makes the area of the entire thing 18. For the next slide, it says find the area of the shape below, then calculate the cost of materials needed to make this at a rate of $8.50 per square foot. So first I need to find the square footage, which is just finding the area. This is a parallelogram, so I'm going to use base times height for the area. The base is 3. Okay, that's the number at the top. It would be the same number at the bottom. That base is 3. Then I need to multiply that by the height. Well, there's two numbers. You need to pick the height that is formed at a right angle. Okay, right here I have the right angle, so the height is 1.5. Now, if I had units written here, it would be 3 feet times 1.5 feet. That area is 4.5. Okay, if I put the unit with that, it would be 4.5 feet squared, okay, or square foot, which is what I need to be able to calculate the cost. So if there's 4.5 square feet, and each of those square feet costs 8.5 or $8.50, then to get the cost, I just need to multiply those two numbers. So I'd multiply 4.5 times 8.5. Okay, and get my cost for that. If I do that in the calculator, I get 38.25, so that means it would cost me $38.25. Okay, this is similar to something that you would do if you were trying to figure out how much it would cost you to lay hardwood floors in a room of your house. So say your room is 12 by 10, okay, 12 feet by 10 feet. To figure out the square footage, you would multiply those two numbers together. So 12 times 10 is 120. And then say the hardwood floor that you pick out at Home Depot is $3 per square foot. Okay, because each one tells you how much money it is per square foot. So if it's $3 per square foot and you have 120 square feet, that would cost you $360 for the hardwood flooring in that room. Okay, so that's basically what this question is asking you to do, just on a smaller scale. The next slide says find the area and the perimeter of the shape below. Okay, it has all these coordinates and stuff, but you don't need that. All you need to do is count along the edges. So for the area, I know that I need base times height. So I can count each of those, okay, because they're on the straight lines of here. So if I'm starting, you can start at either X and count to Y, or start at W and count to Z. Either way, that base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and the height, start at the bottom and count to the top, or vice versa, is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the area of that, the base times the height, would be 7 times 3, which is 21. Okay, it also wants me to find the perimeter. Okay, perimeter is the edge. So you're adding up all of the dimensions of the edge. So we counted that the top and the bottom were 7 and 3, so I know I need to add those. But it's not just those two sides. This one is 7 at the top, but also the one at the bottom is 7, so I need to add another 7. Same thing with the left and right. I only counted the right was 3, but I know that the left is 3 also, so I need to add that as well. Once I do that, I get 7 plus 3 plus 7 plus 3, and that's 20. So the perimeter of this is 20, while the area was 21. Okay, on the next slide, it says find the area of the shape below. This is a parallelogram. Okay, I can count from F to J or from G to H to get the dimensions of my base. Okay, I know that I need base times height. So the base would be starting at G. I'm going to count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the base is 6. Now I need to count the height. The height is the distance from those two sides, okay, from one side to the other. Now, I don't want to count this slanted, okay? I want to count at a perpendicular distance. Okay, so I'm going to count anywhere on here that I can go from the left to the right just to see how many spaces it is in between those two bases that I just counted. So starting at this line here, I'm going to count all the way to the right line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then multiply those two numbers together. That's 30. Okay, that's it for that one. Okay, for this next one, it says find the area and the perimeter of the shape below. Okay, for the area, remember that you can break this into two different rectangles. Okay, this one actually ends up being a square because it's 4.5 and 4.5. So the area of the top one, base times height, 4.5 times 4.5. Okay, plus I need the area of the one on the bottom. Okay, now the area of the one on the bottom is a little bit more difficult. I know this is 9, but I don't know how tall this is. Okay, I can, however, use this 7.5 and this 4.5 to help me figure it out. Okay, if I know this entire length is 7.5, but from this top point to this imaginary line that I drew is 4.5, that means the rest of this must be 3. I would just subtract those two numbers. 7.5 minus 4.5, because I know that's the distance from here to here, gives me 3. So this height is 3. And then I'm multiplying that by the 9 that I already knew. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the calculator. 4.5 times 4.5 is 20.25. And 9 times 3 is 27. So add 27 to that, and I get 47.25. So the area is 47.25. Now, to find the perimeter, you just have to add up all the sides. So what I'm going to do is start at the top, okay, and I'm going to work my way clockwise around, adding up all of the lengths of the sides. Do not count this imaginary line that you wrote or that you drew in. You're only going to do the outer edges. So 4.5 plus 4.5 plus, we said this was 3, okay? We calculated it over here that it was 3, but it's the same distance here. Plus the bottom was 9. Plus the left side was 7.5. Okay, once I add all of those up, that's my perimeter. So 4.5 plus 4.5 plus 3 plus 9 plus 7.5 is 28.5. That's the perimeter for this one. Okay, the last two I'll leave you to do on your own, but I will have the answer key posted on Google Classroom if you need that.